Standard physics is currently facing a measurement crisis. The rate at which the universe expands varies depending on where you look, and the math used to hold space-time together is beginning to fray at the edges. This has reopened a foundational debate. Matter may be a secondary effect of a deeper underlying substrate of consciousness. If matter is a projection of this field, then the physical world is less of a solid container and more of a rendered environment. This shift moves us into the realm of interface cosmology. It suggests we are navigating a system designed to translate incomprehensible amounts of data into a format we can actually perceive. Evolution prioritizes fitness over a literal perception of reality. Just as a desktop icon represents a complex file without being the file itself, space-time functions as the dashboard, the display layer that allows an observer to interact with the underlying field. We are active observers using a perspective engine. Every measurement we take and every direction we move is part of a rendering process tailored to the act of looking. This perspective engine generates a specific enclosed environment. Throughout history, cultures described this structure as the cosmic egg, a defined field of experience. Within the model of an enclosed cosmology, the shell provides the necessary stability for the observer. It establishes the rules and the limits that make a coherent experience possible. This developmental architecture functions as a membrane. It filters the raw data of the consciousness substrate, protecting the observer from the void, while slowly tuning their perception. The enclosure provides the pressure and the containment required to mature consciousness. It is a refinement chamber for the soul. Curious if the visible sky is the instrument panel for this environment, then the oldest stories on Earth contain the mnemonic keys for reading it. Ancient mythologies used narrative to store technical data. They assigned names and character traits to planetary variables, ensuring the logic of the sky remained portable and memorable. The names of the gods acted as functional labels for offices within a celestial administration. Each figure represented a specific law of the system, from timing and transit to memory and judgment. Jupiter represents the cosmic scheduler. Its movements establish the long-term cycles, dictating the shift of the seasons and the broader timing of the ages. The Dendera zodiac preserves the map of these transit routes, encoding coordinates to track luminaries across the dashboard. Cancer and Capricorn mark the solstice turnaround points, the gates of the sky. They coordinate the soul's descent and eventual ascent back to the source. Holy books and temple carvings serve as a compression layer for this data. They explain how to navigate the interface by teaching the observer to recognize the patterns in the sky. Specific sky events, such as solar eclipses, occur when the sun and moon align perfectly with the lunar nodes, the intersection points of their orbital planes. These alignments function as scheduled reset windows. When the luminaries cross these nodes, the system briefly interrupts its standard rendering, exposing the underlying geometry of the interface. Every soul gate and transit path points toward a directional origin at the northern center of the map. This central axis, known as Hyperborea or Mount Meru, acts as the primary broadcast point. It is the location from which the origin signal is transmitted throughout the cosmic egg. The heavens serve as a timed mechanical display. They are constantly routing the attention of the observer back toward this central frequency source. This celestial architecture touches our lives directly through the governance of thought. The signals moving through the sky are also moving through our minds. Planets act as frequency regulators. Their proximity and alignment tune the emotions and impulses of the observer, shaping the internal state to match the external cycle. Lived experience is mediated by the architecture. Human thought resembles a cosmological weather system. Mental states arrive as received impulses. Heavy, intrusive thoughts represent harmonic drag from lower realms. In contrast, sudden clarity occurs when the center broadcast pierces the static. The mind is a receiver. Discernment is the process of learning which of these incoming frequencies actually represents your true self. Navigating this reality requires frequency literacy. It is the ability to sense the origin of a thought
before choosing to act on it. Spiritual awakening is the decision to consciously feed the signals of the central broadcast while letting the lower frequencies fade. Liberation is not found by attempting to force a breach in the shell or by violently fighting the limits of the environment. Growth comes through resonance. As an observer tunes their personal oscillation to the frequency of the center, the enclosure has fulfilled its purpose. The incubator opens, and the system allows